What's good, y'all? Tristan here, and today I like to share with you the 10 strangest things about Turkey. Look, I love Turkey. It is incredible. It has some of the most beautiful places, but there are just a couple things about it that if you're not from there, you might just find a little bit strange. So the first one is, it is a thing in Turkey to just stand and watch bulldozers, like tractors. Really just construction in general. I don't know what it is about it, but you just stand there and just watch them move dirt, go about their business. It just seems to be like a fascination in Turkey to just, I don't know, watch tractors move dirt. Maybe a Turkish person can help explain that a little bit more in the comments below. I don't really get it, but to me, from an outsider, it seems a little bit weird. And number two, I'm gonna have to bring my phone out because I have to write this down, but that is if you see AKFJ, SK, JFJ, that just means ha ha ha, like laughing, like in text language. I got this from a Turkish friend when I was in Turkey, and at first I just thought it was like some horrible typo, but then it happened again, and I was like, what? And he explained. And number three is there are metal detectors everywhere, but what's weird about them is they don't really work. So when I say everywhere, I just mean like in some like really busy places. Like I think going into the Grand Bazaar there was some, like when going in like through public transport, you'll walk through some metal detectors. Sometimes there'll be no one there and they'll just go off, and other times there'll be someone there, you know, go through it and they go off and they just don't seem to care. Like I carry everything on my back. I have this big old backpack, like when I'm traveling, everything I own is in this backpack. There's plenty of metal in it. Like I have my laptop, I have my camera, and I'll just be walking through the change station, you know, go through a metal detector, it'll go off, or sometimes it won't. That's not, the inconsistency is really weird on these things. But sometimes I'd be going through these things like knowing I have some metal on me, like my earring or something like that, and it wouldn't go off, and then sometimes I'd go knowing I have metal on me and it would buzz, but either way, nothing was ever done. Like I just walked about my business. I could never tell what the purpose of these metal detectors were for. Like in the States, if there's a metal detector and it goes off, they're gonna search you. It's like a security measure. There, it seems like it was just some object that everyone walking down the hallway, you know, walked through, and yeah, there's not much to it. And number four, the fourth strange thing about Turkey, it's really just different, but that is that a lot of Turkish people, it's really common to not have a middle name. In America and tons of other places around the world, like the majority of people have middle names. But in Turkey, that's just not the case. So yeah, not a big deal, just something I thought was, you know, a little bit odd. And the fifth thing you might find strange about Turkey is their foot washing stations. So you'll probably only find this different if you're from a non-predominantly Muslim area. But if you're from a predominantly Muslim area, then, you know, this is nothing new to you. So how it works is in Islam, whenever you're praying, you wash yourself before you pray. It's like kind of like setting up an appointment. You want to clean yourself before you engage in prayer with God. So whether it's at a mosque or maybe in like certain public bathrooms, or I don't know, like all over the place, you'll see these stations, you'll see people taking off their shoes and washing their feet, like lower leg area. They also wash their hands, lower arms, face. At first I just didn't really know what it was for, and I was like walking into a bathroom and I just see all these guys like cleaning their feet. I'm like, what is going on? Now the sixth thing I thought was a little bit strange about Turkey was that whenever I was walking through the streets in a restaurant, like no matter where I went, I felt like I only saw other men. Women just don't seem to be as visible in Turkey as men are, which I found a bit unusual, especially because in Turkey women have all the same rights men do. You know, they can go to, they can get educated, they can work, they can drive a car, they can make their own decisions. So I was just expecting to see more of them out in society. But like, you know, I was walking, whenever I was seeing people work, it was always men working. It always seemed to be men at bars, even at like areas like little like coffee shops where they play games and whatnot. You would see groups of men playing games together, just having like guy time, but I wouldn't see groups of girls doing the same. And number seven, the seventh strange thing about Turkey is that when trying to get into a club, if you're a guy, you can't get into a club in Turkey without a girl. They're not gonna let a group of guys in. It's just kind of expected there that you bring a girl with you. I guess that's how they try keeping their ratio even. Not necessarily a bad policy, but just something I found a bit unusual, something I wasn't used to. Now the eighth strange thing I noticed about Turkey, this was actually probably the first one I noticed, but that is you will see cops running around, walking around with like big old assault rifles. I felt like all the cops had these giant guns. I was leaving the airport, there was a guy with a big old assault rifle. Right when I got to my hostel, like a block away, there was a cop just standing with an assault rifle. I went to the Asian side of Istanbul and I was hiking up Kamikla Hill, and as I was like walking there, I walked by, there was like a whole like military truck, then there were some more police with guns. And I continued walking some more, and there were like some police just carrying these assault rifles walking down the streets. Really shocked me. I found it really strange. Now I realized that's not all cops there. I just happened to be next to a lot of military places, so my hostel is right next to some like government building, so they guard it with like, I don't know, bigger gun police officers. Some locals told me later that when I was walking to Kamlika Hill, I was passing this like military base area or like some government buildings. And at the airport, I think it was just due to COVID, they had like extra security. So this isn't the majority of police, but it was the majority of police officers I first saw. But either way, that's not something I'm used to in America. Like, yes, we have lots of guns, and police, I'm sure like in the back of their cars will have like big guns. But usually the only guns you see are like, you know, like a pistol on the hip. You don't see people like walking around and freaking like, they'd literally be carrying them like this. Something else you might find a bit strange about Turkey is the amount of of carpet shops they have. Turkey is really known for their carpets. They make some of the best carpets in the world, or at least so I'm told. So a lot of tourists, a lot of people visiting are there and they buy carpets. Because of that, you will see carpet shops all over the place. It blew my mind how many carpet shops there were. It just didn't seem like a practical amount. But clearly they make a lot of money off of them. Now number 9, and this is a really sweet one, but that is they take care of their dogs and cats on the streets so well. I found it strange how much they cared for these animals. There are tons of cats and a good amount of dogs just roaming the streets in Turkey, especially in Istanbul, and they really care for them more than I've seen any other country care for stray pets. The locals feed them, they sometimes give them water, you'll see kids playing with them, they sometimes pet them. So while I'm not used to seeing that level of care for stray animals, it really was a good strange thing. Like, it's strange but in the best way. And number 10, like the rest, this is not a bad thing at all, just something that I thought was different, saw was unusual, and that is Turkish people's love for tea. They love tea like no one else. Here's a little chart to show you just how much they love their tea. Like, they drink it more than anyone. And something you need to know about their tea is that if someone offers one to you, don't say no. That is like someone saying, hey, want to be friends? And you say no. Matter of fact, there are 10 things you need to know that you just shouldn't do when in Turkey, and I've actually made a video about that right over there. So if you want to find out what you should not do in Turkey, check out that video. I have a bunch of other videos that give you advice on Turkey, so if you want to see those, I'll link them all in the description below. Enjoy your trip to Turkey, guys, and as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.